St. Isidore, Quebec, Canada, the one and only George St-Pierre. A couple of Montrealers up here on the stage. How about that, George? What a scene up there. What do you make of all of this?
Man, what a great show. I'm glad to be here. Very excited for the fight tomorrow. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of spectacular thing happening in that ring.
Dare I ask, who do you think wins?
Well, on one side, you got arguably the best mixed martial art fighter of all time. Then on the other side, you got Jake Paul, who keeps improving at exponential rate. And there's a lot of X factor into that fight. I really don't know. I really don't know. It can go either way.
And that's a very PC answer, very Canadian answer of you there, George.
I'm part of the promotion. I can't make a prediction.
Fair, and if you would have said you were siding with your MMA brother, I would have understood as well.
I'll tell you backstage, though.
Fair enough. Last thing for you. Does the winner fight George St-Pierre? What do you guys think?
George St-Pierre is in peace now. He made peace with it, so I'm good.
All right, well, this man will be co-hosting the Showtime pay-per-view, which begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific tomorrow night. What an honor it is to be alongside the great George St-Pierre. Show him some love, Glendale, Arizona.
George, you talked about making your peace with not fighting anymore. You sound like you're in a good place. Describe to us, how long did it take for you to get there?
Well, when I first retired, at first it was for health issues. I had ulcer colitis. Then I got rid of all my symptoms, but something happened to me. When I was fighting, it was being the best in the world was the most important thing for me. I wanted to prove to everybody all the time that I was the best, and my legacy was the most important thing. And then I had a realization at one point. I was like, I don't care about what people I don't know think about me. The only thing I care is the people I love and people who love me. That's what really matters for me. And when that thought process came into my mind, I was like, man, I'm done with it, and I made peace with it, and I don't regret. Days like today, like, makes me remember that I don't miss it at all, and I made peace, and I really enjoy being here as a commentator, to analyze the fight. But to compete, I always had a very hard time to deal with the stress, and I never really liked to fight. I did it to propel myself to where I wanted to be in life, to have the freedom. And when I say freedom, to not only money freedom, but like the freedom of being able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want. And that's why I'm here, because I choose to be here, and I like the format of the event. It's a good entertainment, and I'm glad to be here.
George, I mean, you and Anderson have been connected a long time, right? We just got done with that face-off. A lot of people always dreamed of a face-off between you two. Maybe that's a little different than we expected, but what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, I saw him backstage. I told him boa sorte, good luck in Portuguese, and I wish him the best. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's 47 years old. He's incredible. He told me that he's got an addiction. He can't stop, and I wish him the best of luck. I just hope his journey will not end in a nightmare. I hope he's gonna finish on top, and I hope he's gonna have the wisdom to retire on top, with a healthy mind and an healthy body.
What's the relationship like between you two at this point?
Oh, I really respect. It's all about respect, Like when we used to compete, it was very competitive. We used to compete in different weight class, because even if we never really competed against each other, we wanted to compete to be known as the best, of our time, and that's what the competition was about. You know what I mean? But it's now. There's something stronger than sport and competition. It's the human side, and when I saw him today, I was just glad to see him, and wish him the best of luck.
George, you talked about the exponential improvement of Jake Paul, time in and time out.
Yes.
What have you made of the Jake Paul involvement in boxing and what he means to the sport?
Well, I've met Jake Paul many times. I used to train in jiu-jitsu with John Danaher and the squad in Puerto Rico, and he was there. And I know a lot of guys that train with him, like coaches and training partners, sparring partner, and they all told me that he trains really hard. He made all the sacrifice that a champion needed to make to become champion. You know what I mean? This whole thing started out as a joke a little bit, and now it's serious. Now it's really serious, and a lot of people, love me, hate me, but don't ignore me. But one thing that you have to respect about Jake Paul is that he step up every single time. That's why he's bringing an incredible, huge audience, because he's living the American dream. Every time he step up his game, and he's taking a huge risk every time. He started out to fight a professional athlete, Robinson, knock him out. Then he fought Askren, UFC fighter, knock him out. Then Tyron Woodley, who's a UFC fighter, knock him out. Then now he's fighting Anderson Silva, who's a UFC fighter, probably arguably the greatest of all time. So he has the audacity and the courage to step up every time, and he's improving at such an exponential rate that it's hard to predict how good he's gonna look tomorrow. It's incredible.
Hey George, I know you train with Freddie Roach, and I know you're a boxing guy. Who's some of the fighters that you like nowadays, and were you a little upset that Crawford and Spence couldn't get made?
In boxing?
Yes.
My favorite boxer of the modern era is c'est quoi son nom?
Describe him. We can help you out.
Ouais, I have my memory. It's he fought Kovalev. He
Canelo?
retired.
Andre Ward.
Sorry, Andre Ward.
Ward fan.
My God, I like.
Why do you like Andre Ward so much?
Yeah, Andre Ward is my favorite. He's a and my favorite of all time is Sugar Ray Leonard, but of modern days is Andre Ward, because he's what made him so special. It's not that he was the strongest. He was very fast, but he had the most powerful punch. His fighting IQ was just the best I ever seen. He was so smart, and for me, he's also a model of how an athlete should be. You know what I mean? That's why he's my favorite boxer of modern era. Andre Ward is the best. People forget how good he was, and I'm sure if he wanted to, he could come back and maybe try to be up there with the champion. You know what I mean? But he's skill wise, and his IQ is just incredible.
People want him and Canelo to face each other. With that.
He could, but I think he's one of the guys that made peace with it, and I wish that whatever decision he takes, he does the best for himself. But I think I can only speak for myself. It's very hard sometimes to let it go, but you know what I mean. He made what he needed. He did what he needed to do in the game, and for me, he retired as the best. He's better than Canelo for me.
George,
He doesn't have to come back to prove it.
What's your favorite Andre Ward moment? What's your favorite
When he
fight?
beat Kovalev, it's just incredible. We forgot how good was Kovalev. Kovalev used to be like Ivan Drago in Rocky. He used to knock out everybody. And I believe that Andre Ward, when he knocked out Kovalev never came back the same. He was good, but never came back the same. So that's how good is Andre Ward. He left such a scar into his opponent that because he's so good, a lot of his opponents after he fought them lose confidence because they feel like, man, this guy is just another level. You know what I mean? So
What's your favorite Anderson Silva moment?
One of my favorite Anderson Silva moment is that there's a lot of Anderson Silva moment. The recent one when he beats Chavez was just incredible because he finished his career in mixed martial art on a few losses, and it was very sad for me to watch, But then when he came back and beat Chavez, nobody expected it. It was just incredible to beat Chavez at his own sport. It was just incredible. That's probably for me one of the best highlight of Anderson Silva's career. Of course, in MMA, he was fighting like he was in the Matrix. His highlights are incredible. Some of the best of all time. But recently, the thing that he achieved that impressed me the most, it was against Chavez. The way he played with Chavez is just incredible. At his age, it's not even in his own sport. It's just incredible.
Is there a part of you that feels, oh my God, I should have faced him when we both were in the prime?
We could have done it. The thing is, the UFC. I at that time I was doing a tear in my division. I was fighting guys nonstop coming at me, and I was saying to the UFC, if I fight Anderson, we'll be in a catch weight and we'll implement the testing. At that time, the UFC didn't want to do it. They were. I put up my rules. The way it works, you have when you negotiate a fight, the two opponents put up their what they want the UFC to do, and the promotion need to deal with it. But UFC never want to do a special contract for me as well. So I was fighting on my existing contract while I was going to take all the risk to deflect from my my weight class, so they don't want to do it. So a big part of it was because of UFC,
Last question. So like Anderson's 47 years old. You
Yes.
know, when you guys were in the same sport, did you ever think like, oh my God, just to see him fighting is still in high level, at 47 years old?
It's incredible. Like I don't know nobody that I couldn't fight like this. It's just he's moving like the Matrix, It's he's a very special talent, you know what I mean? He's arguably the greatest fighter of all time, you know what I mean, in mixed martial art, Now we're fighting in boxing. This is a very specialized form of fighting. I mean, of course, you all know that if it would be in a mixed martial art fight, it would take 30 seconds, perhaps a minute for Anderson to win, but he's willing to get outside of his comfort zone, which even if he's an incredible boxer, but he's taking a risk to fight Jake Paul. It takes a lot of courage, on both sides, by the way,
George, just two questions, please. First of all, is that true that next year you're going to be out of UFC contract for real, even though you're fighting?
I'm already out of UFC contract. I'm out. I couldn't be here today if I was in UFC contract.
So is
It might piss off the UFC that I'm here, but I did it because, like I said, I have the freedom now to do whatever I want with whoever I want, whenever I want.
Boxing.
Huh?
Even fighting boxing if you want.
If I wanted to, but I like I said, you never say never. If it's for a good cause, it's well organized, who knows? I could do boxing or grappling, who knows? But my days of trying to prove I'm the strongest man in the world, it's gone. I have other priority in life, and I'm still training. I'm still get it. When I go with the guys, I spar with the guys, I still get it. But my heart is not there anymore.
Last question, George. Eu sei que você fala pouco de português.
Por favor.
Eu falar pouco.
Dá recado para os fãs brasileiros, por favor. O que esperar dessa luta?
Muito obrigado todos lutadores de la Academia Gracie Barra por me ajudar.
George, I want to
My
ask
Portuguese is terrible.
It's better than my.
It used to be better but before, but I lost it.